Hello everyone, this is Billy. Welcome to Billy Home and Creations. I have a lot of catching up to do because it's been 2 weeks since I've talked to you and put out a video. I can tell you what's been going on, but first of all, let me show you what we're going to do today. I have these two butterfly molds. Now they're pretty much identical. They're identical. I bought one from Temu and the other from another well-known resin company that sells molds, but Temu was a lot less expensive. So let me just say that. And what I'm going to do today is use my Let's Resin Chameleon Powders. Now, I picked out 5 colors, and I have the champagne, the blue, the grape and teal, and magenta. Now I started dry brushing this first mold, but there's something, I was troubled as to how to really use this mold, and I thought, well, maybe I should have just pour resin in clear, and I would be able to see the depth and layers of this mold, because there are depths and layers to this mold. I mean, the top wings here are lower than the back wings. The body is risen up. There's, you know, the antennae, or, you know, they'd be the last one to fill. It's not complicated, but if you wanted to do anything, you know, fancy to it, I'm saying fancy or different with it, I think you'd be more successful going in layers. But then again, I'm thinking if I turn this over, there's going to be areas that you could possibly paint from the top side or resin from the top side. I'm not sure. So let's just take a chance. I'll just take a chance and see what I can do. I'm going to do 2 different ways. This one, I have covered the raised areas with powder. Now this one, I'm going to cover the outlining layers, or the bottom layers, which are layered, if that makes sense. So let me just go ahead and show you what I've done. I just took my very small micro brushes and went ahead and started off with my colors, and then if I got a little messy, I just put a little isopropyl alcohol in a little cup, and I used that with a soft micro brush to wipe up the edges, or where I felt like it moved or shifted, or I just cleaned up my areas that way. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and let me see how far I can get. Like I said, I'm going to do more of the outlining versus the raised areas, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to be quiet, and I'll just speed this up and let you see what I'm doing. Okay, I must say this is not sticking to the sides very well, and I did get the bigger brush that came with my Chameleon powders. Let me get a little piece of paper towel, try to daub some of that off with a little alcohol. So I wasn't real neat about it. And then that doesn't leave me space for too many colors if this is what I want to do. But Anyway, well, I've been busy the last couple of weeks with music, of course, and then I did an art fair this last weekend, so getting ready for that. And I learned a valuable lesson. Do not do a art fair in July in southern Idaho when it's 103 degrees outside the first day and then darn near 109 the second. I'll tell you, I was so worried about my resin projects, and it was hot. Dusty was there with me, and oh, thank goodness he kept me company. I don't think it was advertised very well, or people just weren't out in the heat because they were smarter than I was. But anyway, that's where my time has been spent, trying to go through everything, price it. Needless to say, sales were not that great because we didn't have the people. So I think I'll pass on that one next year. It was just too much. It was really too much. I did meet a lot of nice vendors, though. Oh, I just scraped that off. And that blue right there, let me redo that. Nice vendors. And what sales I had were pretty good, but I still came home with a lot of inventory. So somehow I'm going to have to figure out how to sell my inventory, because it's not just the resin crafts I have. I have a lot of my antler work too. And I don't have things on my eBay shop like I should be having. Anyway, I won't complain. It's all good. It was a good experience, and like I said, I met some great people. So I'm just going to go in here and try to get a little bit of that blue out, some of these areas. And of course, we're going to go with the black resin. We're going to fill it in with black. I wanted to make something nice and then use this mold to see what actually it's all about, because it's different. I really like it. You could get pretty fancy with it, I'm sure, if you wanted to. And me, I just can't seem to leave things simple. But anyway, I hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying your summer. Mine's been very nice. The band has been busy. Let's see, where can I get some of this off? I don't know what color to do next. I think I'll go with the purple. Try to get it in some of these finer areas. Let's try that. Okay, the purple, which is actually called grape. Or no, let's go teal, because the other one I went from the blue to the teal. Isn't that pretty? Gosh, love that color. All right, let's see. So where are we going to go? We'll go in here. Well, this one will definitely have more color than the other. Let's go in here. I thought I'd try to get into more butterflies within the next couple of weeks, because I want to prolong summer and I want to continue with the butterflies. Summer is going to be over before we know it. I can't believe it's the end of July almost. Then I'll try to focus on fall and Halloween, because Claire's Crafty Corner is having another Halloween collaboration. I saw that on Instagram the other day. So I'd like to get ready for that. Any suggestions for me? If there's something you might want me to try or have any ideas, I'm open. I just feel like I've really slacked off here. I have. I don't know if I got up the sides or not. Slacked off. Wasn't my intent though. Let me double check my sides. I haven't really. It's not sticking to the sides that well. Must be the nature of the mold. But no matter, with these chameleon powders, it's gonna be pretty no matter what. I did try wetting the powder with a little bit of alcohol, mixing it with that and painting it on. It didn't work out all that well, so I tried that and that was a no-go. I know I learned that from Wendy at Toonfish Crafts, because she's very detailed with her mica powders. And I saw her do the little dinosaur in the egg that way. Oh, I did treat myself to some resin things. About a week or, well, 2 weeks ago. It was during Prime's big sale, Amazon's big Prime sale. Oh, I tell you what, I found a bargain on Resiner's bubble. The bubble machine. The one that gets rid of the bubbles. I found a heck of a deal there. I also found Let's Resin, oh, what is it? Resin dryer, the big round piece with the round bottom. I found a good deal on that. So I also got the Let's Resin mixer for resin. And then another company had a round leveling board that the Let's Resin, what do you want to call it? The resin cook dryer fits on perfectly. And what else did I find? Those were the main things. Oh, and I did get what you need to use for freshies. So I want to do a video on making freshies, because Miss Wanda had a video out and showed us how to do it, and they're gorgeous. So I think that's it for green. So all of that will be in, the prices have changed some, but everything will be in my Amazon shop, which is listed in my descriptions down below if you go past more. All right, what am I doing? I'm going to try to clean up a few messes here. Let's see. It's not too bad. The mica powder, which is loose, will move. It'll shift a little. It'll blend in with the others, and that's okay. Just remember that whatever's down first is the color you're going to see on the other side. Okay. Okay, we did the blue and we did the teal, and now we're going to go into grape. I'm going to use the same little brush. Was it grape? Was it green? Was it grape? It's grape. These are so pretty. especially when you get the black behind it. Might just have a little bit of room for grape. Let's see. We'll work our way in. Like I said, might not stick the best in some of these areas. We'll give it a go. Gosh, I should probably color the whole piece there, shouldn't I? Or that's going to have a lot of black showing up. Let's just do it. Let me just fill in. Okay, I'm going to do that. Keep coloring this. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the top areas. At least we'll see it better. And I'll get back to you. Okay, I think I'm done with that. That's the best I could do. A little messier than I would hope to have it, but I'm going to go ahead and make up some resin, and we're going to color it black, and I will see you in the other room. Gosh, I didn't even start it. I'm trying my new mixer. I'm using Let's Resin. Let's Resin, and I'm going to go for 4 minutes. So I'll pause you till I get this all mixed together. We'll see what happens. Okay, I just put that in my other container here with sprayed some ibuprofen alcohol on it, and then I'll try to wipe it off better here in a second. Now, what I noticed is when I stir by hand, I don't have this many bubbles. And the other issue I have is this container is not going to fit very well in my debubbler, and I have it off to my right, so let me pause you, and we'll have to take another video of this thing actually working, but for right now I am gonna maybe just let this degas a few minutes if it doesn't fit in the machine. So I'll be right back, and then we'll color it. Well, there it is. It did fit kind of cockeyed in the resiner for the bubbles. There's just a few left. I only put it on 5 minutes because I was afraid it might, I don't know how fast it would work, and I didn't want it to just, gush over the side. But if I cut part of this handle off this cup, I'll be able to use it in there. So let's go ahead and color it. Now, whoops. I don't have any black paste out of my Just For You Online UK, so I did order these pastes from Temu. There's a lot of colors. I think there was 36 or 38 colors, and I did dig out the black. You don't get very much, 5 mils. But anyway, I also have my black casting craft, so we're gonna go all black. Let's just see. How do we open this? Is this child-proof? Probably. Or Billy-proof. Come on, you. There we go. There we go. I hope we don't have to cut a hole in it. Probably do. I was prepared. Let's see. I have a pin somewhere here. It's usually... Good gosh. Hanging off the side of one of these. There it is. That's not it, is it? Nope. Alright, well. I don't know where I put that. I'm trying to use the tip of these scissors real quick. Pop a hole. Should have had it together. Oh, there we go. Get rid of that little thing. Alright, let's see what we have here. Pretty clear. Pretty clear. I know casting craft you don't need much, but that's 8 ounces, so let's do 4 of those if I can squeeze it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for good measure. Oop, there's a 6. Well, we'll see. Gosh, that smells like candy for some reason. But it's not very much. I need to just get some good stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, casting craft, you're the good stuff. Let's do 5 more of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a good measure. Yeah, give me 6. Come on. There we go. Alright. If all else fails, I can use I've got a little black Bombay India ink. That's always I think we're just going to go with this. It looks pretty. Is it all at the bottom? No, we need a rich black so those colors show up. Oh, Billy, what are we going to do? I've got some alcohol ink here. Pinata. Just do a combo, I guess. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the magic number, I guess. I think that helped some. All right. Looks black to me. All right, now let me show you. Might have to raise you up a little bit. I have no place to put this board just yet. But, well, I guess I can't show you. It's way over here. I've got the leveling board. And how do you open this? Come on, baby. Come on. Take the lid off this. Alright. Here we go. And I'll put that on the leveling board. This is the bottom of the Let's Resin drying machine. Put that in there. I don't see people putting mats on here. I was wondering if I should, you know. Please fit in there. Flat. Makes you wonder because it's got that lip on it. Oh well. Let's go. I'm going to sit down and pour. And I can see where my powders are not everywhere up the sides. But gosh, look how deep this mold is. It's a 1/2 inch deep. And you're going to have to get almost that high to get the antennas. Just start there. I don't see bubbles. That antennas are full. Okay. I'm going over with my stick. Can you see me? And that was just 4 ounces. That was pretty good. Okay, good guess. 4 ounces each. Fill it right up. And we'll be able to demold in 2 hours. Hopefully. I'm anxious to see what the top sides of these look like. See if I'll have to do something different with these molds. It's exciting. So exciting. Ugh. This is not most level. That one's full. Maybe not quite 4 ounces, but a little bit left. I will do something with that. Okay. Give it a little heat here. I don't want to go around the edges with anything. Scratch more of that powder off. Okay. Cover your ears or I'll get it out of here. Very good. As I was blowing that, I could see through. It's not completely black. But we knew that, I guess, didn't we? All right. I will put these under the cooker and we'll see what happens. See you in a little while. Bye. Hello, everyone. I must say, this curing machine is pretty awesome. I put these in, well, it was yesterday. Turned the machine on, just let it go an hour, and I was ready for bed, so I went ahead and shut it off. And they were almost set then, within an hour's time, and these are pretty thick. In the meanwhile, I had some extra resin, so I did a couple of these hearts, which are, I guess they're just little pocket hearts, or pocket hugs, or pocket love things. Anyway, I made a few of these. This first one here has the teal, the plum, and the blue. And this one, the same colors, only the teal just shows up on the edge. I thought they were real pretty, and I think I'm going to use some excess resin from now on and use my mica powders and make a bunch of those for a sale in the fall. So let me take these out and let's see what has happened. I'm pretty excited. I didn't get to them earlier today, and it's darn near midnight right now. So if I peek, this one has the most color, and this is the first one we did. So let's see. Oh my goodness, that is one thick mold. Like I said before, I wanted to see how these different layers in the mold come out. And I forgot to put some mold release in here. I keep forgetting I have some. Push that piece right here. I don't want to break those antennae, that's for sure. Maybe if I do it this way, flip it over. Ooh, here we go. It's going to be mainly black, I think, with a few colors. Oh my goodness. Let's give us an idea of what this mold is all about. These are making me nervous right here. I can't get that out. Okay, first note. Use mold release on this mold. Okay. Oh, we did it. Oh, we did it. Okay, I'm anxious. Let's see what. I had 4 bubbles right here. And I do need to sand the edges. They're a bit sharp. But here we go. Oh, wow. Look at that. Now, can you see what I mean with the different layers in here? Gosh. I've got bubbles. I've got bubble holes. They need to be filled, which, gosh, I might just add a little more black resin in here. Maybe UV resin to fill those little holes. But I like how the colors turned out. The fuchsia doesn't seem to change color. Well, actually, none of them do seem to change color. They're quite vibrant, though. Maybe that's because the mold, you know, didn't hold on to the powders like I hoped. You know, these holes here, gosh, maybe I'll fill them with colored UV resin, and It's just a weird mold. It's just weird with all the dimension, but it does need filled. So let's see, how do we do that next time? We could possibly just do it all clear or a solid black, and then I would think painting over these areas with acrylic paint would be a little easier. I'm not sure, but it's just, I don't know how to do this in layers to where it could be different. Anyway, I'll think about that. Let's just see what the other one turned out to look like. Now there's 2 bubbles here, well 3 on the edge. Now this one's going to be very colorful, I'm sure. Now I'm confused. Maybe that one had the most color. Let's just see. They're thick and they're heavy, like 4 ounces each. That's quite a bit of resin for a mold this size, I think, just because of the depth. I was very anxious to look at this earlier today. Let's see what we have. See what we have. If you have any suggestions or you've used this mold before, I think I asked you that earlier. How would you do it? I'd like to know. Please comment. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one, because it's different. Now, look how thick that is. Ooh, look at that blue. Come on, you. I almost have you. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Oh, my goodness, there's some color. I have shadows in here tonight because it's dark. I hope you can see that all right. Let me stand up. I think you can. Now that one turned out really, really pretty. I just don't understand the reasoning behind the layers. Anyway, I might just post this as they are and come back and do something with them later, because the weekend is coming upon us and I'd like to get a video out for you. Then again, I don't know. Maybe we'll just call these good and then try it again. If you have other suggestions, we'll go for it. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a beautiful day, evening or morning, wherever you are. And I will talk to you real soon. Take good care. Sending hugs. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. I'm back. I just couldn't leave these the way they were without trying to doctor them up a little bit. So, today, I decided I'm going to add a little glitz and glitter to these, just because, I just couldn't stand them feeling unfinished. So, let me tell you what I've done. First of all, I took some latex rubber and put just on the back bottom areas of these 2 butterflies, because the resin was quite thin and I had a few bubbles, and I'm going to resin again, so I don't want anything to leak through. So I got those prepared that way. And then I took out my, I don't know if you can see it, it's almost open, my polyurethane water-based gloss, and I have been mixing that with glitter. Now I pulled out some, it's not real expensive glitter. This is probably dollar store glitter, if what I remember, because I don't have that much. But anyway, I mixed up some glitter with the polyurethane, and I just started filling holes. Like, for instance, these holes are very deep, so I filled them with blue, glitter, and polyurethane. Once that's set, I can go and clean the edges, probably with just my fingernail, and that will work out fine. There are divots, so I'm going to put resin in those areas also. And I was thinking, if these weren't black resin pieces, I probably could have used UV resin, but I'm afraid it wouldn't set up because of the back being so dark. Anyway, we'll take care of that when I make up some resin. Meanwhile, I've got a couple more areas I want to fix or add to. And the one being the body of the butterfly. It's got a little space there that I'm thinking I will put some glitter in. And I just went through my glitter and was finding colors that seem to go well with each other. So bear with me. I had this one already open, so I just taped it shut for the time being. And you can get these fine glitters, like I said, at the dollar store or Family Dollar if you have one of those nearby. Let me just try to get that part open. So here we go. I didn't have enough containers to take them all out of the bags, so we're just going to go with this. And I went ahead, didn't measure, I'm just pouring in this fine glitter, wondering what would be enough for those two areas. That might do it. I just took a popsicle stick and I'm going to dip it into my polyurethane and just get a couple of little scoops. Now this dries clear, and we'll mix it up and then resin over it. So I'm thinking it doesn't take too much because I want this rather thick. So I'm just going to take a small micro brush, and I need just maybe one more little dip of polyurethane in here. Wet it down just a little bit like that. That's probably good. Set that aside. All right. So, yeah, as soon as I ended this video yesterday, I thought, no, I can't do it. And if you've watched me, you know I kind of get a little detailed, and I like to do more than pour a mold. So this is a different pink, but we're just going to plop it in there anyway. It's rather a purpley pink or a lavender. And I'm just going to put a lot of that in this little body section. Both of them like that. I'm really glad I did pour these to see how they actually work as far as the different layers of the mold. So these would be beautiful if you used, if you layered it with pastels. And you could probably do that with coloring your UV resin and making it look like a stained glass piece. But I think I would pour a clear resin and then paint the black with, you know, either my tester's paint or acrylic pens or acrylic paint. So just like that. It's going to sink a little bit, so we'll keep this one handy over here. There's a little more left. If not, I'm going to put it in my heart mold for the pocket hugs. Now, another section I'm not fond of is these two right here. Those two sections. So I'm going to mix up, pardon me, some purple. And I used green to fill it up on this one. So I'll put that aside. We're just going to make up, my brush fell out of the, there we go. These little plastic or silicone cups are really nice to have. I can't remember where I got them. I think I received them in a beginner's kit. So I'm wondering if I should go the purple or this pink. But I think since we used pink in there, I'm going to do a little purple for those two areas. And then there's more embellishments. I'll show you that in just a second. You know, I might just take all of that. Those are pretty deep. Get my polyurethane. For those of you that watch Sherry Moulton, she uses I don't know what it is, but she uses it reminds me of polyurethane, but it's something else. It's white, it dries clear, but she uses a lot of that for her, oh my goodness, her glitter projects. When she does her glitter paintings with the rocks and different colored glitters. And it's probably close to the same thing, but I would guess polyurethane would be a lot cheaper, actually. A little more in there. Just mix it out and see what we can do. That'll be pretty. Just make sure it's all covered. I'm just gonna take a, whoa, oh no, Billy. Glob. I'll have to clean that out. And just put it in those areas. I don't know if I have a clean brush here. Another micro brush. They're in the other room, most of them. So I'll try to be a little more careful. Just pat that in there. And then, once the other embellishments are on, once we pour resin in these cavities, I think it's really going to show the colors of the mica powders a lot better than what we see now. Those are my thoughts. So this will just take a second if I can get a good piece of that here. Get that in. I'll set that aside in case it shrinks a little. I just didn't like that design area. That part of the design. Come on, you. Get over there. Okay. Whoops. Get that in there. Like that. All right. Set that aside in case we need more. Now, some embellishments. Let me show you what I found. I just went rooting through my things, and I found some extra rhinestones from my oh, what is it called? Well, your rhinestone paintings, or I did that hummingbird and a couple other sun catchers with the painting with the sequins and things. So I pulled a couple of those out. I've got blue, purple, and these green shapes, and I just put them in a little container here. Oh, come on. Get that in there. And then I also found some of these on Temu, and they're shaped like mermaids' tails or scales. Two different colors, the blue and the green. So I'm going to go ahead and put these onto these. Let me see if I can get this out real quick before it dries. Pull that out. Did get messy. So I'm going to put these on, and I'll probably fast forward. And when I see you next, I will be pouring some resin over top, and we'll let those sit. Okay, here we go. Glue, Billy. A little bit of my Loctite super glue. A pair of tweezers. And I was hoping these will fit right, like that. Yay, that's the plan. So let me very carefully get a little glue on these outside edges here. I don't want it to ooze out too much because it seems like super glue has a weird it holds with the resin, but if you were to glue something on a piece of resin, it seems to have some kind of reaction and makes it milky looking. So we don't want that to happen, even if I just have to, what do you call it? tack it down. Now let's see if I can get this, and I guess I want the scales going down like that. And we'll get it right about I'll do the same to this one with the same embellishments, maybe different colors. But before I leave you, you know there's one thing, if you've watched me before, there's one thing you know, oh, can I say, I'm obsessed with, or it's just a thing I must do for myself because it drives me crazy if I don't. And that is, even though this is a butterfly, I need a paper towel, excuse me. It still needs that little spot of white. I should do black pupils. This one has black pupils, but I think I'm just going to put a little bit of white on the eyes, because to me that's very important. Get a little bit of this paint. I buggered up the bottle of this, so maybe I'll just have to try to pour some out. It's split on me, so I've taped it, and it tends to dry out, and I can't take the lid off. Oh, pardon me. There we go. Oh, more than I need. That's all right. That's all right. Okay. I'm just going to take a dab. A little dab of paint, or a dotting, with a dotting tool or a toothpick. Works just fine. And I'm going to put a little dab of white right there. I just want to make sure the eyes look like they have life. Oh, and I'm sorry, my laptop is making noise over there. Just a little bit. That, to me, helps immensely. So when you do eyeballs or eyes on anything, draw a little black pupil and put that dot of life inside. That's a big dot of life. Without those, they just look wrong to me. Wipe that off and try it again. They just look lifeless. All right. Try to put them on the same spot on either eye so they match up. And I'm not happy with that one either, but let me see if I can just scrape a little bit of that white off of there. Okay. And Billy's happy now, I think. Okay, I'll finish this one, and I'll see you when I'm done and mixed up some resin. Be right back. Well, hello everyone, I'm back, and it seems like our glitter is all dry. Now, I've mixed up 4 ounces of my Let's Resin resin, and I put it under my bubble machine for 9 minutes, and then I took the heat gun and just popped what was on the top. So I see a couple of little flecks of something in there. Just gonna get a little, if I can pick it up with my mini micro brush here. Don't know what it is. It's a little black speck of something. I don't know if I can get it, if I can bring it up or not. Oh, there we go. It's gone. So carefully, I'm going to try to pour in the cavities without making a real mess. And let me just start on this far side. Just go as high as I can. And let's watch those colors come to life. That's what I'm looking for. Once the resin is in, just come right up to that top edge. Slowly. You don't want to over pour. Back over here. Oh gee, so I dripped. Just dripped like that. So if I can't pull that off, that'll make a mark on it. Maybe not. Let me put a little alcohol on this towel. Wipe that again. Alright, it's not quite to the top. Keep something handy to wipe that edge with. Let me see how it's clear, so it's hard to tell. Oh, I see the hole there. Alright. I think I have everything in that one. I need a little drop right there. I'll have to get it with a little micro brush here in a second. Let me go ahead and try this side. I hope that was enough resin. Just going over into one cavity. There's so many cavities. I've looked at this mold most of the day thinking, how else could we possibly use this mold to our advantage? That might be it there. Since this one's a little deeper, I may not have enough resin. I guess we'll see. I do see the shine of the Chameleon powders come into sight. That's good. Ooh, almost. Oh, this should be level. You know what I noticed though? I guess that's big business, but on the edge of the top wing, all four sides, there's a what I thought was a bubble is a flaw in the mold. And what amazes me, they're in the exact same place in the mold, and they're made by the exact, or excuse me, I bought them from two different companies. So you know they're made by the same manufacturer. And one was quite expensive and the other was not. And they're the exact same molds. Not quite to the edge of that one. Up here. There we go. Ooh. Right to it, right to the top on all of them. Okay. What I'm worried about is those little dot areas on the tips of the wings. The tips and the bottoms. I hope this covers that glue, because I kind of got sloppy there with that rhinestone. So just see what happens. Now I'm going to put them in my curing machine, since the heat comes from the top, and These should be ready within a couple of hours, I'm hoping. I think that's about level. There's a hole, there's a cavity right there. This will go right over that sequin, or whatever you want to call it. Alright. Oh, that looks good. So it's looking like this mold will hold 6 ounces altogether each. Come back here. I think they're very pretty though. I really do like how they turned out. I'm glad I added a little something to them. Oh, alright. And here we go. What are those called? Oh goodness, shakers. You could make shakers out of this. You could probably cut acetone or that plastic to fit each wing. Put some little goodies in there and make shakers. That would be very pretty. Oh, that looks really good. When that green got covered up, that looks really good like that. And I'm going to take a view from the side here and see how close I am. Well, there is a bubble here. And I can push these in, make sure they get right up into each edge. And I think they're, oh God, there's a bubble. Boy, they're right to the top. I hope I can move this tray without buggering it up. Now, what I need to do, try to get some in the body here and the little dots. And oh, I have a pipette, but those things and me do not really work together. Oh, let me see if I can just try this neatly. A little daub at a time. That wasn't too bad. Very careful and take my time. And I put tape around this edge right where I'm doing this little hole here, because that's where the side of the mold has a flaw. So I put some tape on the side to catch that from running over. It's not going to work for me very good. Alright, this is what I'm going to do, is try to fill these very carefully. And when this is set up, we'll take another look at them. And then you can let me know what you think. And please, if I was to do this mold in one solid color, or possibly clear, so I could paint or use the acrylic markers to color in the details and maybe try to do a stained glass. The problem with that is I'd have to pour black unless I paint the black, and I would rather paint the black if I used UV resin. I think we could try colored UV resin and try the stained glass look. Or if you have used this mold before, please let me know what you've done. I'd love to see it, or email me a picture, because I'm real curious about this one. This one has me a bit stumped. That's working out. If I can keep a steady hand, we should be okay. So I will see you. Hi everyone. Guess what? This project's become a nightmare. Oh my god. All right. I left you with planning on just doing a top coat, and I was very sloppy with it. I mean, I was very sloppy with it. My top coat leaked over the side to the bottom, and I thought, well, I can do a neat job. I've got a steady hand. I won't overdo it. Well, I did. And anyway, so now I've got the back pieces here with a bunch of resin I can't get off. So I don't know how many lessons I've learned in this project, but anyway, any kind of top coat, put your tape on the back, or your rubber or something, contact paper, because I really buggered these up. So I had bubbles, more bubbles, and I had little fluffs of lint. You know, I checked it, and then once I quit checking it, it all went awry. So I went ahead and I dug out more not sequins, these little shiny things. I can't even remember what they're called anymore. It's a hard word for me. Rhinestones, that's it. Took some rhinestones, covered the buggered up areas. So now I have to fix the back, and I'm not going to waste any more resin on a top coat to seal these in. I just used my little bit of super glue here and glued them on. I'm calling it good, except I put fun foam on the back of this one to cover up the mess. And I glued it down with clear glue, and it's still, this one is still not dry, and I'm going to have to trim the edges a little better. So I'm going to put that aside, and I just simply have this fun foam. I wish it had the sticky back, but it doesn't. And I'm just going to trace, because I need my glasses. I'm just going to trace this butterfly out. And I'm not going to worry about the antennae. I'm just going to trace this. Well, I'm using purple. I didn't have blue, but I'm just going to trace this out. If my, oh, turn your pen on. Trace this out all the way around. Skip that part. A little bit of the head. I'll cut around those. I had to use a white pencil on the black so I could see it. I'm really messed up there. Trying to get as close as I can. And I'm going to cut this out on the inside of the line. Like that. And I'll fill in, you know, here. I'll just cut that. So I'm going to fast forward, get this back, glue back, or glued to the back. I also have these little necklace findings that I'm going to glue right here, and then put the felt over top, or the foam over top. Then that way I can run a thread and hang it. And I'm going to call these good. My friend Shelly was here this weekend, and she wants the black one. So I wanted to finish these up proper. Let me go ahead and do that. I guess you really don't need to watch me. So I'm going to put the back on, the little hanger hook on it. Then I will take a photo, And these babies will be finished, but I'll tell you what, I love the mold. We're going to try the mold again, but we're going to do it differently. And I love how the dimensions came out. But we're going to go on to something else next week. So thanks for watching, everyone. I will say goodbye for now, for sure. Take good care. Sending hugs. Bye.